Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tanya of Cute and Cuddly Nursery. I have Flynn here today. So I started, let me grab Brittany. So I started Brittany. I'm trying to hide Flynn. There we go. So here is Brittany. And I did do her blue undertones. I did her veining in the other video, but I didn't, like how the video turned out. So I'm going to show you the veining on Flynn here instead. So I have my Cornflower, if it wants to focus. There we go. Cornflower Blue eyeshadow, Coastal Scents eyeshadow. And then I have just a regular, nothing special brush. And I like to use it for veining. And it's good for veining, and it's good for the blue undertones. But if I'm going to do like a large area, I'll use this brush instead. So this little one says it's a 3, and this one says it's a 2. So I don't really know what the, I don't know how they work on these sort of things. But anyhow, so let's get started. So I'm just gonna go start at the corners of his eyes, and then just kind of lightly dust, and then I blow off any of the excess there. And then I'm gonna start near his nose and then pull down the nostril and then down. And then I also want to add some blue, whoops, inside of his nose. Now if you get any, like, you'll get some kind of like rough edges. I wonder if I can, I'll try to zoom in better, but so if you get any like hard lines, I guess, on the edges, just go in and kind of rub those hard lines away, because you want a nice soft inside. And then I also like to do inside the mouth. That would probably be better with this bigger brush. I'm gonna say hopefully I'm in the frame. Okay, so I don't want it to be too much. Think of a mirror. Alright, I'm just gonna back this out so that I'm just worried. Okay, so I got a little bit of some harsh lines, that's okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. You can kind of see inside of his mouth there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the blue and kind of make, or well, not kind of, make some veins along the neck as well, because then that vein would connect to the veins in the chest. But this little guy doesn't have a belly plate, so it's just going to go down his neck. And honestly, I'm not a fan of the belly plates, to be honest. Just don't really like them. I'm just gonna make that a little darker. And then we want to put a little bit in the crease of the chin. Here. There we go. So I haven't blended this yet, of course. So you can use a sponge with the top ripped off. That's all I've been using. So I'm just gonna go and blend this in. I like how it turns a nice like purple color when you get all the other tones on here. And this is the first layer. I did do, I primed the kits this time with Genesis thinning medium. that way the paint has something, and also the Coastal Scents powders have something to adhere to as well. Okay, so I just want to make sure that it's all blended on his nose and that he doesn't have too much blue on him. Now I don't know if you can see anything still there or not, but I hope so. Okay, so now I'm just going to start the veining on his head. Oh, he had a little hair there. I was worried that it was going to be part of him, but no. And I pretty much do like all my veining close to the same or relatively similar. And I am kind of like, you know, squishing, squeezing, I don't know what word I want. You know, kind of pushing down to get it into the vinyl. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm doing kind of squiggly lines. Like I want a bit thicker of lines. So that they, one, they show up, and two, I think there's bigger veins in the head. So there are the veins so far. And I actually do like this blue for veining better than the like teal-y color that you normally get. This one's been really good. Oh, make sure you wash your hands really well before doing this because you are going to be touching the baby's head. And that could affect not only the outcome of the veins, but also how the paint adheres as well. So like the paint might not want to stick if you're, you know, whatever you had on your hands. I know I had lunch not long ago, so I washed my hands really quick before coming on camera. I wash my hands a lot, actually, because I am constantly worried that something's not gonna stick very well. And I do get that sometimes too, where paint doesn't want to stick, and then I have to start over because I don't know why it's not wanting to stick. Just blowing away the excess powder. And I'm wearing white pants, and earlier I didn't, I'm still doing it. I'm blowing the powder off onto my pants, and now they are blue. And then I tried to wipe off the powder earlier, and now my pants have blue streaks all over them because I tried to brush it off, and yeah, that was not a good thing. I don't know that I love the little, I don't know if you can see that little indent there, little like V shape. I don't know that I like that very much. I wish it was like more smoothed out. It kind of looks like an afterthought. I noticed that Luciano has like the exact same though. It's kind of weird. And they're like, oh, there's a big spot there. Alright. But they're, you know, two different artists, right? And has the same type of thing, but a lot of the artists use real babies for their inspiration. So I would think that's how real baby looks, right? So it's just a coincidence, or that they happen to find two that happen to be just alike as far as their inspiration goes. Okay, so I think that looks good. This little one is going to have oh shoot, rooted hair. So I'm just gonna do I'm not worried too much about the details because it'll probably be covered up. Oh, excuse me, I'm having bubbly. I think that's what it's called. It's the water that's, or well, it's carbonated, there we go. Carbonated, but it has, like, it tastes, let me see, this one's grapefruit, and so it tastes like they left like the peel in there, and so you get the flavor of the peel a little bit, or well, it smells like it, but when you drink it, it doesn't have a flavor, like there's no sugar or anything in it. It's just basically carbonated. It is carbonated water with a little bit of essence, or however you want to say. So it's interesting, but I like it. I'm starting to really like those because I've been doing keto now for a year and 2 months, so it's been going really well. Like I think I said on before, I lost 66 pounds. Now I think I'm at 67, and I still want to lose about 30 more. So a little ways to go. I've made it to a size 11 in pants, which is really great. But like I said, I want to keep going. The smallest I've been was down to a size 7 in women's before, and so I'd like to get at least that far, if not maybe a little bit further. I don't know, it depends on how I look and everything, I guess. But I definitely feel better about myself losing all that weight and everything, you know. And it's getting to be dress season, and you know, I never wore dresses before, not really. So I'm excited to be able to wear a dress. And I tried the other day and it was cold, so not a good idea. Not time to wear dresses yet, unless you're going to be inside all day. Okay, so I guess I should mention what I'm doing here. I'm just blending. I suggest using like the side of the sponge and just kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of like pouncing and turning, at the same time, trying to like, you know, because I used a sponge. If you saw my primer video, I used a sponge to make like the texture. You can't see the texture at all now, but this way, if you kind of pounce and pull at the same time, don't pull too much. If you pull too much, you'll get, your veins will be too wide. They'll be pulled out, and it won't be good. So, yeah, I just want to, and I didn't get too dark of veins with Flynn here, so that's good. And I think he's going to have brown hair, if I remember correctly. I always like to, when somebody reserves a kid, I like to have references to what they want theirs to look like. And I think the one that this little one's mommy showed me is brown hair, so I'll have to double check because I keep everything in a file. So each baby I do gets their own file, so which is nice. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the veining as well anymore, but he has all of his veining. and his undertones. This is going to be a bit of a long video because I want to show you how I do veining on the arms and the legs as well. So I'm going to start with his little arm here. What is this? This is the left. So this is his left hand. Oh, I gotta hide his face. There we go. That way it'll focus on this and not him. So I wish one hand were more open, but both of them are pretty closed. What's it focusing on now? Anything but this. There we go. And you know, Laura Lee Eagles always puts a lot of detail, which is great. Okay, so what I mentioned in my video before was like looking at your hands and how many veins are actually in your hands. Most people will just make blue here in the middle and then they put some veins. But I like to actually do veins all over the hands. So I'm going to show that, how I do that. And I hope these show up later. Now, I don't do too much veining on the arms. I just kind of go down a little ways and that's it. And then maybe a little bit of color. And then we will... I grabbed a new sponge because I found if it gets too dark or saturated with color, the edges on the sponge will start leaving little lines of color, and then that can be kind of hard to get out. Now I might have to go over these veins a few times because I do find I lose my veins as I paint. They disappear. Now somebody said in a group like you gotta wipe them off and put it back on, wipe it off and put it back on, and I don't have that kind of time or patience. I'm not sure which, maybe a combination of both. I just try to push the color in. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's some veining. And we also, still more blue dust, want to add a little bit into the elbow crease here. Not too much. There we go. That'll turn like a nice purpley color once we get to, oh, mine touched. Once we, if I can, once we get to creases. Which creases are next? I like to do the creases. Yeah, creases and some blushing will be next. So I like to just go in between the fingers here. And then there. This doesn't look as dark as I would like it. I did Liam's veining last night because I got her in the oven before bed, and so I was kind of, I had I think I just had her in the oven before bed, and then I had to put Flynn and Luciano in the oven this morning because I ran out of time last night. It got dark and it got cold really fast, and so I was like, nope, I'm gonna call it a night and go to bed. So unfortunately Flynn and Luciano didn't make it in last night, but they've both been in this morning, and yeah, they're now good to go. I'm gonna do I did, yeah. So I'm trying to think here. So Brittany has her veining all done. I think I showed you hers. So her veining and undertones. And then Liam, if I can pick him up, or her, there we go. This one's gonna be a girl as well. So this one's had the undertones and veining as well. And then the insides of the ears, bit inside the mouth. I think I need to blend the mouth a little bit more. And then the back of the head, the top. So, and then now you're watching me with, whoa, this is almost a disaster. Flynn here. Oh yeah, let me show you the veining on the hands. Hopefully I was in the frame this time. I'll watch the video again before uploading and make sure this is good. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to grab Luciano, I guess. He's the only one that doesn't have veins yet. So, I'm hoping Luciano's gonna be a boy as well, and I'm gonna do painted hair. Now, I have a chase, and I'm still debating on... Okay, I'm not sure what I was saying, but the FedEx guy was at the door, so I had to go answer the door really quick. Now, I just started her little foot, or his little foot. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a boy or a girl. But anyhow, so like the bottom of the feet, you know, I see a lot of people just doing the bottom, you know, a little bit of color in the middle, which, you know, I was doing before too, but now I actually add in. I like to add in some veining just for more color, more depth, you know, more realism as well. So I'm just adding all kinds of little veins underneath here. And then I like to connect them to, well, the rest of the foot. So I'm just going to take and make a vein here. And then connect it like so. I hope this is in frame. I think so. And then I'm just going to flip it over and carefully, because I don't want to smudge it all over kind of thing. That didn't go on as dark as I'd like. Okay, so I kind of want it, you know, to be fairly dark for now, so that it shows up. Because like I said, I lose the veins. But I found if you take like, this is this a mop brush? Or like just like for makeup, for blushing, I guess. And pounce it in the blue and then pounce it all over at the very end. Sometimes that brings out the veining that was lost. So I just recently tried doing that and it seemed to have worked. So I'm just going to show how I do the veining for the feet. I'm just going to connect that vein around there. And then like bring this vein over here and kind of leave it a bit, you know, kind of simple. And then make these two line up as well. Oh, hold on. Dog wants out. There we go. Okay. So then I can bring a vein up on the leg and along the shin bone here, and then over to this one like so. I don't think I really got that in there, and then I want to blend or bring that one over as well, and then maybe like down here too. So oh, my battery's dying. I gotta hurry. So then I'm gonna take some of the blue and on the back of the leg, and then I also want to bring that down and then another little vein like that. And then on this side, kind of gonna do the same thing. Let's do like that. There. So, nothing too difficult, I guess. And then just kind of lightly pounce all over to blend it in. I'm kind of doing this quick because my battery is dying. And I don't want you all to miss out on the blending. I used to make my veins so dark because you can see your own veins and they're pretty dark. So I used to make mine really dark, but now I try to not be so heavy-handed, or however you say, and make them a bit lighter and everything. I don't want it to be, there we go. Oh, and I will be doing a box opening of the FedEx package that just arrived, because it does have contains a kit that I haven't had before. An older one, but I think a good one. So anyway, here's the little foot and the leg, with all the coloring and stuff for now, the veining. So that's gonna be it for this video.